at Dover for the, excuse me, for the NASCAR Truck Series. This is going to be very fun, and with that, we are going to give this one a little bit of a run here. First of two races, another doubleheader. Second one will be coming up right after this, and it will be the Xfinity Series at Atlanta. So here we go. We're going to resume here. 59 laps to go in this race. An 8-second lead over Grant Enfinger, teammate Grant Enfinger, as well as another teammate of ours, Matt Crafton, is in third. So 1, 2, 3 for Thor Motorsports right now. We just got done with green flag pit stops, and we are right on the border of the pit window, as of right now, we are about 7 laps short on gas, so we are likely going to have to make another pit stop to the end. Grant Enfinger, who actually pitted a little bit later than us, might have enough to make it on fuel to the end. That's kind of why we ended up taking the lead. We only had about a 2-second lead going into the pits, but I was able to gain a ton of track position with the fresh tires, with him not pitting. But at the same time, he might be able to make it on fuel versus me. Flat truck of Todd Gillen really holding me up right now, but he does not want to go a lap down. That would leave only 4 trucks on the lead lap. We can pit one more time here for tires. So if we do pit again in this race, which we will likely have to do unless we get 2 to 3 more cautions, we've only had 3 this entire race, so I don't see that happening. Once we got through the first three races of the season, we really haven't had a lot of cautions in any of the now 3 races. If you include this one, after very tight off of turn 4, 3 wide is the action going on right now. As you can see, we're going to get around Todd Gilliland. The lead is trimmed down to about 7 seconds now, but all these lab trucks that I've been passing, Enfinger will have to pass as well. Enfinger only has, it looks like 2 or 3 lap trucks in front of him, and he's going to have a pretty big gap for about 5 laps or so to try and close into the next lap trucks that I just passed. Dylan Lupton, a little tight on the exit of turn 2 there, not going to be able to get by him. He's in the 10th position, already 1 lap down, and in danger of going 2 laps down. And he will go 2 laps down. Johnny Sauter will go 3 laps down in the 16th spot. He's not having a good day, especially compared to his Thor Motorsports teammates. 1, 2, 3 here for Thor Motorsports. Sauter, the 4th truck on this race team, in 16th, so he's just not having a good day. 5 races of the season. As you can see right here, Ben Rhodes trying to win his 4th race of the season. What is only race number 6. Grant Enfinger has not won a race yet this year. Neither has Matt Crafton, Stuart Friesen, or Ty Gillen. So outside of me being the race leader, 2nd through 5th have not won a race yet this year. And with only 8 drivers making the playoffs at the end of the regular season, we only have 5 spots open for new winners. So it's very crucial to try and get that win, especially with after this race today, we still have 10 races left until the postseason. And I, for the fact, do not have a lot of playoff points right now, trying to hang on to the regular season championship lead. So although we are just somewhat kicking the season off, it's a shorter season than the Truck Series. Regular season's only 16 races. The Xfinity and Cup Series are 26, so a lot less time to try and get all those wins for playoff points. With no stages, can't get playoff points for winning any stages. 49 laps to go though. The lead has expanded to 9 seconds. I've got the fastest truck in the field, but not by a lot over Enfinger. It's been a 2-truck race for the most part. Crafton's led a little bit as well, but that's been about it. It's been a Thor Motorsports dominated race. Both Crafton and Rhodes started at the rear of the field and were able to drive towards the front and lead laps in this race. Got about a third of a track lead, a little over a third of a track lead over second place Grant Enfinger, but again, Enfinger is likely going to make it on fuel, and I am not. So if we do get another caution, I can guarantee that I'm going to pit. I'm not sure how that will work for the rest of the field. But with only having 4 trucks on the lead lap right now and closing in on Stuart Friesen, who is battling with a few lap trucks trying to get around him, he could be in danger of going a lap down in this race as well, leaving only the top 3 on the lead lap.
Stay on the bottom.
We got the controller again for this race. We will have the steering wheel for the Atlanta Xfinity race coming up next. Definitely getting through these lap trucks a lot better than what Stuart Friesen was just a couple laps ago. At the same time, they're also cooperating a lot better. Austin Hill's 2 laps down in the 9th position. When you fall 2 laps down, especially in a truck race where the race isn't as long, and especially when you have less than 50 laps to go, the likelihood of you even getting back on the lead lap is very slim. I'm not really in fuel saving mode only because it's going to be so hard to save that many laps of fuel. I am not hitting the brakes in the corners. I've only been getting out of the gas, so that is saving fuel without putting your foot on the brakes. It takes gas to put your foot on the brakes and the accelerator. So the moment that you are not doing either of those, when you're completely off the gas, you're saving fuel. But I just don't think 7 laps is going to be enough no matter how much I get out of it. The only good news is that it is a short track, so
Still there?
I shouldn't say it's impossible, but it's very unlikely, and I'm not really looking to try and win that way. I'm going to look to just run it as far as she'll run it, as hard as this truck is going to run. We will definitely just go from there.
Careful, still there.
Very tight off the corner here, trying to get around the outside of Anthony Alfredo.
Careful, still there.
Matt Crafton about 22 seconds back of the race lead in 3rd.
Stay high up here.
Now Friesen does have the free pass, so he will be back on the lead lap. If a caution comes out as I hit the inside wall there.
All right, careful there. All right, clear outside.
Very loose off of turn 4. Going to loosen the car up quite a bit. I mean, all the damage of itself did not feel good with the racetrack here. This thing's definitely driving a lot looser than what it was before, but only 38 to go. Yeah, I'm actually tracking in the wrong direction, not saving much fuel at all.
All right, clear low.
Don't know what to do right now. Gotta run it as far as we can though to try and hope for a caution. It's gonna be our best chance to, in my opinion, get the win here.
Still there. Clear high, bud.
Especially being on a short track, if I pit now, I'm likely gonna go a lap down. Might not run it until it's dry, being this far short on fuel.
Alright, clear outside.
And again, it'll just be interesting to see if both Matt Crafton and Grant Enfinger can make it to the end. Crafton and Enfinger both pitted at the same time, about 5 or 6 laps after I did, so it's going to be a lot closer. And they could be saving a lot more too, because I believe that could be easily why Enfinger is losing more and more ground, because after the pit stops I had only a 7-second lead over Enfinger, and it has expanded 8 seconds. Although I have the fastest truck in the field, I only had a 2-second lead over Enfinger at the time of my pit stop. And that was after a full fuel run.
Still there?
And the full fuel runs are 68 laps, so definitely interesting. To the outside of Sheldon Creed, who is in 11th.
Hold your line, stay high.
Gonna get around him.
Alright, clear low.
Jennifer Jo Cobb now.
Still there. Clear high, clear high.
16.5-second lead. I don't know how much fuel Crafton's saving. He might have been saving a little bit, but really, I mean, unless he's thinking that it's just going to be a race between him and Enfinger. He's 7 seconds back of Enfinger and really has to start closing the gap here with only 30 laps left. He's just not able to do that. Trying to get away from me though as he passes Harrison Burton. Burton goes to the top side of the track. Now we got 3-lap trucks right in front of us, so I'm going to go to the outside. Taking it 3 wide off of turn 4, very tight. But we're going to get around everybody cleanly, and Matt Crafton is now a lap down here at Dover. So only 2 trucks on the lead lap. When you have few cautions on a short track, that's almost a guarantee that something like that would happen. And a 19-second lead over Grant Enfinger. Now again, I know I'm not going to make it on fuel. I was at the line that time. We are 10 laps short on fuel. We'll just have to see if Grant Enfinger will be able to make it. Gonna try to push it as hard as I can, especially knowing that he would be a lap down in about 4 to 5 seconds. 20 seconds back.
Alright, you're clear.
Really saving gas. But he knows he's got to at least stay on the lead lap in case of a caution. Although a driver gets a free pass being the first truck 1 lap down, you have to restart at the rear of the field. And with this few amount of laps left, no matter how fast your car is, you're not going to get all the way through all the lap trucks in front of you. All 20-something lap trucks in front of you before you even get to the leader, because the leader's going to have the clean air and just be driving away while that's happening. So definitely knows he's got to remain on the lead lap. As the laps wind down here, 25 to go.
Careful, still there.
Looking for win number 4 on the season. Gotta wonder where Enfinger's at. He is just going into turn 3 and 4. He is now just exiting turn 4. So he's not any of these 4 trucks that we're going to close in on right here. You take it 3 wide.
Careful.
We're going to clear him before we get into turn 1. Truck's very loose right now, but it's running good. Loose is fast. End finger. Now stuck behind 2 lap trucks. There he is. He really wants them to get out of the way. He knows I'm coming. He tries the top side. And he's still jammed behind 1 of the lap trucks. He's going to be able to clear somebody off of 2, though. That puts a little bit of a gap in between us. He's still trying to get around somebody else. And again, picking the wrong line. Staying right behind the lap trucks in front of him. Now there's two more trucks in front of him once again. Driving it hard, trying to catch him. 22 laps to go. Endfinger in danger of going a lap down. Pinching off the 19 truck to really keep her in bay behind. Endfinger looking to the inside. So does the lap truck. Trying to get out of both of our way. Very close to getting it into the fence. And now getting a huge run off the top side of the track off of 4. 3 wide now down to the bottom. With 21 to go, battling hard just to get in front of Endfinger and put him a lap down. Clears him off of 2. Puts the block on him now going into turns 3 and 4. Endfinger is a lap down here at Dover. But again, we are not going to make it on field to the finish. With 20 laps to go, we are 10 laps short. When do I decide to pit? I've got to stay out as long as possible, no matter what now. It's not even a choice. Because with the 98, with everybody being a lap down on the racetrack, except for me because I'm leading, obviously, it's going to leave a little bit different of a situation.
Careful, still there. You got room, you're clear there.
Endfinger's definitely going to run it till it's dry if we stay green to the finish. What a crazy finish it would be as well. We had 3 cautions in this race.
Clear all around.
And we will go the last 144 laps of a 200 lap race under green if we make it to the end. We are already well over 100 laps run on this green flag run. We went green with 144 to go. And right now, as we come to the line this time, we are down to 17 laps to go. It's going to be close, but it's going to be a different kind of close. With all of the pit strategy in play, to the outside now of Anthony Alfredo. When will we bring it onto pit road?
Still there?
Tyler Dipple into the 5th position. As you see, Gillen has fallen back to 6th now since we last saw him.
Clear all around, man.
A little over 40 laps ago. Now we have 15 laps left. 4 lap trucks right in our way right here.
Car outside, hold your line.
Including 5th place Tyler Dipple.
You're all
So the
clear
5th
outside.
place truck in danger of going 2 laps down. As we get to the inside, he's not going to put up much of a fight here. No blocks will be thrown. He knows that we're going to have to pit soon. Word has probably come. His crew chief's telling him to run it as hard as you can. We're going to take 4 tires on this pit stop. Because although we want the pit stop to last as long as possible, we're for sure... That kind of slows us down a little bit. Here comes Dipple back on the inside, but the lap truck is used as a pit. 13 to go now.
Bring it down pit lane.
Definitely going to have to take right side tires. I don't think that right front's going to last to the end if we don't take tires here. We will stay out one more lap. We got 4 more Goodyear tires, so we might as well use them. 12 laps to go. And we're sputtering a little bit earlier
Bring it in here. You're low on gas.
than originally expected. And this alone could be costing us a little bit of time. But although it is sputtering, and now there are trucks on the inside have to hit the commitment line, and we may have been speeding. Just a very, very tough break. We don't need a full tank of fuel. We're just going to we're going to go a half can. We're taking 4 fresh tires as well here. Not going to repair any damage, trying to save time that way. Here we go. 4 tire stop, trying to get back on the track. We were a lap ahead of the rest of the field, but we got slowed up on our way onto pit road.
Clear of the pit, hammer down.
And off of pit road, we are in 3rd, but quite a ways behind the race leader, Grant Enfinger. A little over a half track behind, but with the 4 fresh tires, can we get to him? We're going to be running him down very fast while he's trying to save fuel to the end. Green flag pit stops going on. 10 laps to go at Dover. Does Enfinger have enough fuel to the end? And with us being on the lead lap, even if he takes fuel only, he will not be able to beat us off of pit road. He knows that. 9 laps to go. Truck's still loose because we did not repair any damage while we were on pit road to try and stay on the lead lap. You can tell with the damage in the 4 fresh tires, we are not as fast, but we are not as fast as other trucks who are taking 4 tires, including Ross Chastain, who is right in front of us here, kind of slowing our momentum because we can't get around him. Crafton and Enfinger both out there, and a caution will fly with 8 laps to go. As it looks like Matt Crafton took a spin. He was probably trying to get onto pit road. He might have been out of gas. And that will set up an incredible finish coming our way. We will not get to see if Enfinger was going to make it on fuel to the end or not. And it's a good thing we didn't repair damage and fall a lap down, because we would have had no chance. So we will have 4 laps to go on the restart with all 4 of the top 4 on 4 fresh tires. Grant Enfinger
We're going green.
on the inside here. Cannot beat the leader back to the line. Green flag in the air. Here we go. 4 laps left at Dover in the Truck Series.
Still there inside. You got room. You're clear.
Enfinger in the race lead. He gets a shot. He's out in front. Down to the inside. Into turns 3 and 4 goes Rhodes. He's trying to hold on. We've got a loose race truck. 3 to go at Dover. Shooting the gap to the inside. And now Dimple. Tyler Dimple to the lead off of turn 2. He goes to the top side of the track in 3 and 4. We're side by side for the lead at Dover. 2 laps to go. He goes down the block. We had to get on the brakes before we ran into the back of him. Do we have another shot to get to him? What a run he had off of turn 4 after taking the outside a lap ago. And now with the clean air out in front, Tyler Dipple will take us to the white flag. Final lap at Dover.
White flag, dig, driver.
And it doesn't seem like we're going to have enough to get to him. 5 truck lengths back as we roll into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And Tyler Dipple from 3rd to 1st on the restart in the final 4 laps of the race. Dipple wins his first race of the season. And despite the fact that we led so many laps throughout, we are going to come home in 2nd. 84 minutes to this race. An hour and 14 minutes. Only the top 5 finished on the lead lap. Enfinger falls back to 5th. We're going to hold on to the points lead. And Enfinger, who had the fastest lap of the race, again, he had a fast truck, and despite Thor Motorsports dominating all day long, including Ben Rhodes here, 91 laps led the most laps in the race, comes home 2nd. Started at the rear because he didn't qualify. Anthony Alfredo had the tough break, but the upset win for Tyler Dipple. Just amazing. Thor Motorsports led every lap in this race except for the final 3 that were led by Tyler Dipple. Final 4 that were led by Tyler Dipple. It's unbelievable. That is going to be it for this one. We'll have our second race of the doubleheader up next. It will be the Xfinity Series at Atlanta. That is all, folks. See you in the next video. What a race.